Now to Kitutu Chache South constituency, where voting is going on. If you can remember, the Jubilee candidate who was contesting that seat died 2 weeks to the August 8th election, hence why they are voting today. Namukabo Irunga is standing by to give us the very latest. What can you tell us?
Yes, Vicky, we are at Kiamwase Primary School, which is one of the polling stations here in Kitutu Chache. And as you can see, we only have a handful of voters who've turned up to vote here. And I can say that this has been the situation in many of the polling stations. Since morning, we have visited about 5 polling stations. We have been to the Rajambili polling station. We have been to Soko polling station, and the situation was just the same. Just a handful of voters have turned out to vote, and there are a number of reasons. The weather here today has not been favorable at all. The heavens opened up and it has been raining since morning. Today is also a market day, and some of the locals here have been telling me that is one of the reasons they may not have turned up in large numbers to vote. But Vicky, this is the 3rd time the people of Kitutu Chache are going to the ballot. The first time they went to the ballot was to vote for was during the general elections, but they were not able to vote for their member of parliament because they were not able to vote for their member of parliament because the Jubilee candidate passed on just 2 weeks to the general election, and therefore that slot was postponed. And just recently on 26th they went back to the ballot to vote for the president. So this is the 3rd time, and I have been speaking to some of them, and they told me that it's weary. Going to the queuing every now and then is having a toll on them. But right now, this polling station that I'm here right now is one of the polling stations that the contestants is voting. The contestant for ODM, Mr. Samuel Omando, and he has just completed voting a few minutes before we went up on air. And I just want to speak to him so that he can tell me the experience. Sir, if you can join me here, just briefly, your experience of voting today.
Yes, you've rightly put it. The Kitutu Chache voters have been fatigued. You know, we went through the general election on the 8th, and then we had a repeat on the 26th, which in fact was expected on the 17th and later moved to the 27th. And today on the 7th November, here we are. They are fatigued. That can be a major contribution for the low turnout. But generally speaking, I'm seeing enthusiasm on the side of voters. But some candidates in this game are putting on serious propagandas to scare people not to vote. They are even doing some funny things, serious claims against other candidates.
But just maybe briefly tell us, how has your experience been voting today? Because earlier we spoke to some of the voters and they told us that there was a problem with the BVR kits. They were not allowed to vote manually. Maybe personally, what has been your experience?
Yeah, there are delays. There are delays of the VBR kits. But I think that's normal. They can stop for a while and they continue. There is nothing to raise eyebrows. As I came in, some 3 were tried and held back for some time. I don't know, network. But later again, it resumed service. So they were served and went. And what I want to just ask, this issue of transmission, carrying the results to the tallying center. I'm told the challenge we had in the previous presidential election was transmission, you know that. When the result moves from point A to point B, in between things happen. I want to ask the IEPC to stand up for counting, that this time round, the distance between A and B is not manipulative.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. That has been one of the 7 contestants for this Kitutu Chache parliamentary seat. He is ODM's Samuel Omwando. The other contestants that we have is Jubilee's Anthony Kibagendi and Ford Kenya Onyancha, who has also received the backing of all the 4 NASA principals. So Vicky, that is what is happening right here in Kitutu Chache. The voting is going on, yes, although the voter turnout is really low, but we will be here to monitor what is happening until the closure of the exercise at 6 p.m. and we'll still be here to see the counting until the winner is declared. Back to you, Vicky.
All right, thanks,